Watch Transit TV right now.
Miar mo na ultimate comentario uno. Keep watching Transit TV and stay more for premium content. Otra vez,
at the end of the season.
Well, Liverpool fans out there, let us know who would you let go. I know what you guys have said logically makes sense, but I don't know if a slot will subscribe to that. If Liverpool don't win the league this season or win any trophy this season, I don't know how easy it's going to be for him to believe that he can sign a player that will step in after. Transit TV, welcome back to the studios, and we just watched Liverpool beat Aston Villa 2-0 at Anfield, and this looked like was poised to be a very intense game, top of the table kind of game, because we know how good Aston Villa can be, though they've been fortunate this season, the last few weeks. I think they've now lost 4 games in all competitions after this game, and to be honest, I was disappointed with the performance of Aston Villa in this game today. It looked like Unai Emery came there with a plan to be innovative and try to maybe nick a win or go for a draw, but unfortunately they looked very naive, especially in counters, and that was their bane today, and they lost the game 2-0 at Anfield. I don't know, Ugo. I was watching the first half. I kind of was looking at Tillemans. I was like, this guy is really looking good in that midfield. And he has really been looking good for Manchester City, for Aston Villa this season. But all of a sudden, from an Aston Villa corner kick, Liverpool scores on a counter. And they had those situations like 3 or 4 times, eventually scored the second one on a counter. Do you think, compared to what Unai Emery usually does with his team, do you think Aston Villa were very, very naive and abysmal in their, attacking phase, especially in corners, that led them to lose this game today?
Yeah, I thought they were naive. When you play against Liverpool, part of your preparation should be to stop the counter on set pieces. That's a major weapon for them. Please, before I continue, Mohamed Salah. No, I'll
come to him. Don't preempt Salah. We'll get there.
Yeah, Mohamed Salah is just incredible. Anyway, so Liverpool, Aston Villa were quite naive. And somebody has given you a punch before. You should know how to. Actually, even in the second half, there was a corner that Aston Villa won a corner, and the commentators were saying it. Martinez was telling Konsa, don't go too far, kind of stay back a little bit, and get ready for the counter. Yeah. The second goal, that Brazilian defender, Diego Carlos. And he deserves a 24 strokes of change. At this level, a defender cannot do what he was doing there. What was he trying to do?
Exactly.
The guy is just a mess, man. I've seen him. He should be a bodybuilder. I don't know what he's doing on the pitch. He's just there messing around. Anyways, yeah, he really cost that second goal. But having said that, Salah was brilliant. Again, Aston Villa underwhelmed me badly in this game. I rate them high. I thought they were solid in terms of midfield, in terms of structure, in terms of giving Liverpool some headaches. But
going forward, they look very caged. Like they
lack terrible. Yeah.
And this is the problem I have. If you remember, I know you and I have argued a little bit about Unai Emery. This is the problem I have with Unai Emery. When it comes to the league, his teams are not consistent. Sometimes they just play. You just be wondering, is it the same team I watched maybe in Champions League or FA Cup last week? And that's it. I think he has shown that he doesn't have what it takes to set up these teams week in, week out when it comes to league. Even when he was in Spain, his teams never challenge for title or for he just stays around 5th, 6th or 5th. Go to Europa win, and that's it. When it comes to the league, I think he's not really the coach for week in, week out kind of setup. Victor, let me ask you, you watched this one. I know maybe you expect Liverpool to win, yes, but how it panned out, it looked like Aston Villa didn't come here today to try to win, and I don't think they gave Liverpool a lot of headache going forward. What did you make of this performance today by Aston Villa?
Well, first of all, I do not think that Liverpool will just win because they are Liverpool. It's Aston Villa, and Aston Villa, they kind of gas up whenever they're playing against big opponents. We saw that in the Champions League. It's not as if they even play so well, so fantastic. It's just that they have really fast players in their side, and they are able to quickly counter you whenever you make a mistake. But this time around, it was the other way around. Liverpool trying to, set them up on the counter, especially for that first goal, and they got the lead. And then the second goal, the mistake from the defender, Diego Carlos, cost them that second goal. So for me, abysmal performance for Aston Villa today. They did not step up to the occasion. Whenever Aston Villa play against big opponents, we see, the big opponents actually beat it. They got to the Champions League this season because of how well they were consistent against some of the top sides last season, and they got a very good result as well in most of their games. But so far this season, it's been shaky, no balance yet, and it's typical in Unai Emery. He doesn't, he's not that manager that will go all the way for you in terms of fighting for the league, or he's comfortable with his Europa League.
Mm-hmm. Let me ask you two things there. There are two other things I figured out as I was watching that game. And we have analyzed the difference between an slot Liverpool and Klopp. And a slot tends to slow things down. Under Klopp, Liverpool against Aston Villa would have been end-to-end, intense. It looks like Aston Villa probably prepared for that kind of game, but Liverpool kind of slowed things down, and maybe it took a sting out of what Aston Villa would have done. So I don't know what you think. Do you think that kind of the pace that Liverpool are playing right now is, for now, teams have not figured that, because usually what you expect from Liverpool is end to end. Now he's now building play. As against what Chelsea is doing currently. Chelsea just goes forward quickly. But Liverpool tend to be patient in possession and hit you once they can get you. And I think something that is very, very instrumental to that, I was looking at Van Dijk today. I was like, wow, I see the difference. Van Dijk has one very unique attribute, which is his ability to have time on the ball and pick out diagonals. So teams either have to back off, or if you stay high, he will pick up a pass, either Salah or Diaz, and you're in trouble. I don't know what you think about these two, how these two affected this game today.
Well, and slot, it's a new era for Liverpool. And
yeah, I was asking Ugu, let him take that point. Let me see how he saw it.
Okay. So the Liverpool, their approach is different. I totally agree. Their approach is different, and it's been a surprise. I think that Arne Slot has been a bit more pragmatic, would I say, in the way he approaches the tactical setup for Liverpool, using Gravesen as someone that will sit and soak up more pressure and then move with the ball. He's quite good at moving with the ball, moving forward and defending. There was a particular block that he had. In fact, a goal saving in the first half.
Ramsey.
Right? That, yes, against Ramsey. That probably would have ended up in the net if he wasn't there to block that shot. So, yes, all your points are solid. The first one being that the approach they're taking is different from the gung-ho metallic heavy metal way that Klopp played, And I think it suits Mo Salah better because he's able to conserve energy and make his runs when necessary. And you see him playing 90 minutes now and still looking fresh, So kudos to him, kudos to the team for playing that way. And then, like you rightly said, the Van Dijk diagonal is well known and well heralded. He's a very good passer of the ball. You know, that guy is an underrated player. Can do pretty much everything. You know, the way he controls the ball, the way he controls his body, the way he fouls people without drawing calls from referees.
And red cards,
the way he makes
violent, yes.
Yes. He's really, really, really good. I can see why probably maybe Saliba watches some of his videos, because Saliba tries to play in that kind of way as well. You know, play very smoothly, make good use of the ball, you know, be able to dominate your opponent physically, be able to link up the ball. He just needs to maybe learn that Van Dijk's long-range passing. His long-range passing is excellent.
That thing is a weapon, man. And talking about Saliba, I think I didn't used to really rate Konate. It looks like Van Dijk is rubbing off him. That young man is becoming a monster. He wins duels and, you know, wins ball off players now without too much stress, and his position has really improved. So, Victor, before we go, let me ask you, we talked about City. We talked about Arsenal last week. I remember we talked about key players and injuries. Liverpool, we are saying all these good things about them. What would Liverpool be without Salah and maybe Van Dijk together?
That's a huge question. That Anslot, not me. Anslot needs to answer that question, because Mohamed Salah has been a special player for Liverpool. He stepped up a lot of times. He's proven that he is a legend for Liverpool. Van Dijk has also had good moments as well. And if these two players are out, it's going to cost City a lot, because you have to. It's going to cost Liverpool rather a lot, because you have to, hope on the likes of Diaz to step up. And these days, Diaz is not consistent. I don't even want to talk about Nunes, because Nunes is in the number 9 position, so he should be converting his chances. But, the guys that are involved in the creative role sometimes, Diaz in the left wing, is he consistent? Can he give you, the numbers that Mo Salah can actually, give you week in, week out? I doubt. Cody Gakpo himself has not been so impressive since coming to Liverpool. A lot of questions surrounding his performance so far this season. So, not so far this season, so far since he was signed to Liverpool. So, if Salah and Virgil van Dijk get an injury, I think it's going to be a very, very, very difficult one for Liverpool, because a lot of players. The thing is, when key players get injuries, the whole ball boils down to another player stepping up. And who is going to step up? Is it Curtis Jones? Is it Luis Diaz? Is it Cody Gakpo? And these players have not shown, consistent. When I mean consistent, I mean they've not really proven to be, the kind of players that can step up.
And the bad thing about some of these players too that are talking about Salah, it's not just that they are what they contribute. It's also players who are on the pitch that they also influence. They help to play well. Like I talked about Kanute. Van Dijk doesn't just play his game and go home. He controls like maybe 3-4 players around him play better when he's on the pitch. So that's the thing that you so talking about that, to that point, we talked about City and Arsenal not playing well this season. And one of the things that we can see, though it's not an excuse, but the fact is that they have key players injured. Do you see do you see Liverpool playing this well and competing for this, challenging for this league this season if Van Dijk and Mo Salah, maybe not injured, maybe have deep in form?
No. I mean, those guys are too important. Actually, another player that's extremely important that has gone down today is Trent Arnold. With a hamstring, I'm not sure how long he'll be around. Yeah, but he's a very, very important weapon for Liverpool, because he can pass the ball to anybody on the pitch at any angle whenever he likes. Yes, whenever he likes. He has that
the required velocity.
Yeah, ability. He's incredible. So with him not being there now, we're gonna see a difference. But then there's Mo Salah's ability around the final third is so underrated. He's so smart with his runs, so smart with his passing. There's no way that Liverpool will play at this level without Salah. I don't think that's possible.
Yeah, I believe so. I don't think Liverpool they can't do it without this thing. And the funny thing, so if you're a Liverpool fan or if you're in a slot, how are you going to deal? These three players you mentioned are in the last years of their contract in Liverpool. Do you see Liverpool, keeping all three of them at the end of the season? Both of you, anybody can react to this. Or if it comes to focusing your energy on one or two, who do you pick among these three to say, okay, we can't do without this guy? Like what they did when it was Sane and Salah. They went, because of the money that was involved in those two contracts, Liverpool, head on to Salah and let Sane go. Mane go, sorry.
I think that perhaps Van Dijk is more important, because to get a defender of his stature and his level and his ability now and his experience is tough. And defenders, tend to play older. Like he can be at his 30, 32 and still play centre back adequately without issues. So I think that if I were in Liverpool shoes, he would be the priority. And then we can start talking about Salah. I think Salah can be ultimately replaceable, though he's a world-class player, no doubt. But even if they don't replace him directly, they can get one or two players that can offer, one or two of his attributes that will help the team in the long run. So if I were to choose, if I were to advise, I would keep Van Dijk. If I extremely have to,
you have Van Dijk, you have Trent Arnold and Salah. All three of them, we have thought about them, how key they are to Liverpool, and all three of them are in the last years of their contract. Trent, Victor, I don't know if you know, Trent is being touted for Liverpool. Real Madrid are looking out for Trent. They want to get Trent to Spain. So what do you think? These three players, it looks like Liverpool are poised to lose at least one of them, if not two. So if you have to make that choice, make that call for Liverpool, who would you think? If I were
to make that choice, I will let Mohamed Salah go. The only reason I will let Mohamed Salah go ahead of Trent Arnold is age, right? Salah at this level probably has maybe 1 or 2 years left at this level for the kind of game he plays. Trent Arnold is in his mid-20s, so going towards the late 20s. He still has about 5 years, top years to offer. And he can come into midfield and play midfield adequately. Yeah, Trent Arnold has, like I said, the kind of ability that very few players have to be on the field at any point and put the ball where he wants to put the ball, at the velocity he needs to put the ball. You don't find that easily anywhere. So, I'll keep him and Van Dijk and I'll let Salah go. And that's knocking Salah on this one.
Well, at the end of the season, it looks like, Salah might be tempted to go to Saudi Arabia. For me, I think the reason why I would let Salah go is because he's been a very integral part of Liverpool over the years. He's been one of their best players. He's been someone that Liverpool has actually relied a lot on, and he's delivered. But you don't want to hold on to your best talent over the years for so long, because usually in most big teams, when you have their big players in the team, and they leave, they tend to, struggle after letting them go. So it's better you let him go now that Ancelotti is still in his first year, or is still in early days in his career for Liverpool, in managerial career for Liverpool. It's better you let him go now, so that when you're sourcing for players that you can replace him with, maybe in the transfer market, you can be able to build on from there and then produce the next Mohamed Salah for Liverpool. So for me, I would go for Liverpool for Mohamed Salah to leave at the end of the season.
Well, Liverpool fans out there, let us know, who would you let go? I know what you guys have said logically makes sense, but I don't know if a slot will subscribe to that. If Liverpool don't win the league this season or win any trophy this season, I don't know how easy it's going to be for him to believe that he can sign a player that will step in after Salah leaves to help them be where they are. Liverpool, all the noise now is that they're a good team, but if you look at it, at least Salah is contributing 45% of whatever Liverpool is doing right now. So, and that's a huge number, to ascribe to just one player. So it's going to be a difficult one. Honestly, I can't stick my neck out to say this is why I'm not asking you guys that question. If you ask me that question, I'm going to struggle to answer it as well, because these three players, like I said, are very, very key to what Liverpool have been doing in the last few years, and they have also remained so. Like I said, Van Dijk is out there rubbing off on Canute and players around him. Trent Arnold, so many times, especially last season, at crunch times in games that Liverpool almost loses hope, he steps up. He was scoring goals last season and also creating goals for Liverpool at very crunch times. Mohamed Salah, on the other hand, is getting old, but every week, if he doesn't create or score, Liverpool struggles. If they score 3 goals, he has his hand in 2. So it's really, really going to be difficult to say any of them can leave. And this is a very bad situation for Liverpool to find themselves, having all these 3 players in the last years of their contract. These are things that we used to see in Arsenal some years back. They let these players run their contracts, and unfortunately, it's happened to Liverpool. So we're going to see this. This is going to be one of the major tests to a slot. He has gotten a lot of accolades so far, what he has done for Liverpool. But we'll see how he's going to manage this one, and we'll go from there. So our fans out there, viewers, let us know what you think. Who did let go? Mohamed Salah, Van Dijk, and Trent Arnold. There is no way it's going to be. No, so there's no. It's going to be very difficult for Liverpool to keep these 3 players come to the end of this season. Let's see how they're going to manage that, and let us know what you think. Guys, thanks for stopping by and talking about this one. We'll meet again tomorrow evening or Monday to look at the entire weekend of EPL and see what happens to the top of the table by the time Arsenal and Chelsea finish their game tomorrow. See you guys next time. Ciao. My brother, thanks, man. See you guys later.
Thanks.